Today we will be looking at one of Andy Warhol's iconic piece of work known as Marilyn Diptych. Marilyn Diptych was completed on 1962 and is currently being held at the Tate Modern Museum in London. The artist as mentioned before is Andy Warhol, who was born on August 6, 1928 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Warhol is an American artist and filmmaker, and he contributed tremendously to the pop art movement of the 1960s, which is based on modern popular culture and the mass media, especially as a critical or ironic comment on traditional fine art values. As you can see, this is a result of such work Warhol's famous Campbell soup cans, which allows minimal artwork to be elevated into the status of fine art on the walls of well-established museums. Pop art allowed artists like Warhol to experiment with the notorious idea of what can be turned into art, because according to him, as long as it had such intentions, it shall be regarded as so. Warhol's work is featured in the Andy Warhol Museum in Pittsburgh, and their mission is to engage and inspire through his life, art, and legacy which he left behind. The Andy Warhol Museum holds the largest collection of Warhol's artworks and archival materials, from paintings, drawings, commercial illustrations, sculptures, prints, photographs, wallpapers, and many more. Now, as seen here, Marilyn Diptych is made up of two separate canvases, each with 25 images of Monroe printed in a pattern. It is a 5x5 grid of faces repeated across the two halves of its surface, and on one side the canvas is bright and full of energy, while on the other, monochrome and somber. The two contrasting sides is what makes Warhol's vision of art to be considered ironic, because with this piece, he not only captured the public personality of Monroe, but the troubled reality of her private life as well. It is more than 6 feet by 9 feet, so it is pretty grand in scale and demands a viewer's attention at first glance. Though this work is composed of Monroe's face, it isn't just about her, as it mostly has references to mass reproduction and the tension behind media as well. This work was done right after Monroe's death, and wasn't quite a direct response to that, but instead to the entire cult of celebrity of that time period. We know this image is not a drawing, but a photo, because of the heightened contrast between the lit and shadowed areas of her face, which we associate with a photographer's flash. The silkscreen method, which is a printmaking technique, allowed Warhol to flatten the star's face by removing the gradual shading, and as a result of that, the actress is now being seen as a manufactured star, a one-dimensional symbol. We must keep in mind that this was made in 1962, in the height of capitalism and the golden age of film, and it seems as though Warhol wanted to comment on the fact that despite the admiration which Monroe received, she was a mere product of the media, without an identity for herself.